Hey guys, it's Julian, and today I'm going to be talking to you about something a little bit different. As you can see, I'm a lot bigger on the screen right now, and that is because today I'm going to be talking to you about this super cool AI music app called Amadeus Code. What it is it's an app that basically uses artificial intelligence and some parameters that you put into it to create a song. And then what you can do with that is you can either just take the song from the app, or you can do what we're going to do today, which is you can take the MIDI files and the parts and put them into a DAW and kind of use it as like a songwriting tool. You know, it's an interesting idea because this kind of goes to something that I talk about a lot, which is like happy accidents, right? Like if you try to make exactly what you hear in your head all the time, you're going to be kind of disappointed because you're never going to get it exactly the same. But if you just kind of put in a few parameters to something, say like a synth or an app like this or something, and just kind of see what comes out and wait until you just find something cool, which you inevitably always will, it tends to be a little bit more fruitful with making music, I find. Like, you tend to find cooler stuff, and it just is a lot more exciting. So that's why I like stuff like this. You know, it's a good tool to just kind of get you out of your comfort zone and try some new stuff. So the app is in the description. I'm going to be using it today. You can definitely check it out. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating some ideas inside the app, and then I'm going to bring the parts into Ableton, and we're going to make a little track out of it. So, yeah, you can check out the app in the description. And also, everything that I create in this video is going to be available, and it already is available, actually, to everybody on my Patreon. So if you're a patron there, definitely go check it out. Anyway, let's get started with the app. I am going to scoot over a little bit here. Alright, so we got the app pulled up here. You can see up at the top here it says hip hop and rap. That is like the style of our song, so we can switch this to a bunch of different settings. I'm going to switch it to dance because, you know, we make dance music around here. Let's go with the chill disco setting. You can see underneath that this Brave Cure One. That is the name of the song. So the app generates that for you. Pretty cool stuff. Underneath that, we have You Belong With Me, Taylor Swift. That's the reference track, so you can actually change that. It's kind of like using a reference track like in your own music. They have a bunch of these different styles of songs here, and what you can do is, yeah, you can just take them and kind of use them. Like, the app uses them to not copy the melodies, but like I was saying, sort of like generate them based on what you put into it. Like, you tell it, I want something in the style of this song, so it's going to make it for you. So let's do Burning Up by Madonna, 1982. That sounds cool. Okay, nice. So once that loads up, you can see underneath that we have this little wheel. This is where you play the song and where you can switch through the different parts of the song. So I'll hit play on that real quick. And yeah, so you can see it's a nice way to do it. This is good. I find a lot of times with these different music making apps, like, sometimes it can just be very difficult to work with. It's not like, a lot of times they're not optimized for like a 5 or 6 inch screen, right? But this is really good. This is really straightforward. It's easy to work with. It's not like you gotta zoom way in to do a bunch of stuff. Like, it's well optimized for mobile. It's a nice way to do it. Underneath that, we have the metronome. Let's turn that up to like 120 BPM, and then we have this thing over here, which is the melody setting. So you can basically just set these different parameters for the melody. Like, we got the range, note length. Let's just turn these to different things. The drama, like how intense and emotional it is, I guess. Familiarity, kind of like, you know, if it sounds similar to something you've heard before. And then the era. This is a cool one because you can set like what era the melody sounds like it's from. So you can go all the way back to 1500s or the 1600s or 1700s. Or even up to, like, the 2010s, 2015s, the 20XXs, whatever that may mean. So let's put that on the 20XXs, because we in the future. Sounds cool, though. So from there, we also have this thing. This just takes it back to the beginning of the song. Once you make changes, it confirms them. This save button right here is, as you would imagine, to save the song. And then we also have this little thing here, which you can see is for exporting it. So we can export MIDI files, and we can export an audio file. So this is really cool. This is how we're going to be able to work with this in Ableton later. So underneath that, what we have these different settings for the sounds. So you can change the sounds of certain things. So if I hit play on this, see, we can change the different sounds of these different things, of these melodies and these chords and the bass and the drums, and not just be stuck to one thing. So that's pretty cool. Let's change like the chord sound a little bit. Maybe let's go with a pluck for that. We'll change out the bass too. Let's do an electro bass. And then the drums. Alright, sounds tight. So you can see this is a nice way to create music because you're just kind of going in there, playing around with different parameters and sort of seeing what comes out. It's not so like intense. It's like what I was saying at the beginning, you know, when you go in and try to make something exactly as you hear it in your head, you're always going to be disappointed. But if you play around with tools like this where you're kind of just, you know, messing with different parameters, seeing what comes out and kind of ending up with happy accidents, you can create a lot more interesting things, I feel like. And I feel like it is just lends itself to a lot of creativity that, again, you wouldn't have just using it inside the DAW. So, cool, this sounds pretty tight. Let's take this and we'll export the MIDI files. I can just take those, export, rendering, and then what we can do is we can just send these to anything. Like, I'm going to email them to myself. I'm pretty sure you can put it on, like, Dropbox, Google Drive, or anything like that. It's very optimized for, like, what you're already using. You don't have to go out of your way, basically, to use it. There we go. So, yeah, I can take these MIDI files, and I'm going to put these into Ableton now. Let's see what we come up with. Alright, so here we are. You can see we've got the two MIDI files. I've got just an operator and a piano. This is just the melody and the chords. Here's what it sounds like. So yeah, exactly how it sounded in the app. Pretty interesting. There's also some other stuff over here. So we're going to play around with this and work with it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just grab these two MIDI files. And let's actually start with the bass. I'm going to grab this one. And I kind of feel like making something with like a melodic techno style vibe to it. So I'm going to just take this and kind of play with some of these notes. Again, the idea here is more getting inspired than it is like to use it exactly how it was in this MIDI file. It's just trying to like come up with something and give you something that you can work with and can inspire you to make your own thing, as opposed to like me just taking these exact MIDI files and just working with them as they are. So let's get an analog on here. Alright, sounds cool. We can kind of work with that a little. So it's like already this bass line would be a great start for a track, and it just came from me just taking this MIDI file and kind of hearing it and getting inspired. So, you know, it really illustrates what I'm talking about here. But yeah, let's take this. Maybe I'll go, what is that second note there? Sounds cool. Let's play the melody over that and hear what that sounds like. Sounds cool. Maybe we can change that second part. Okay, sounds cool. And while we're at it as well, I'm going to add a little bit of drum bass to this bass. And let's get a kick underneath that. I'm going to take one from one of my videos. What key are we in here? We're in B. Alright, that works. Let's get this one. There we go. Cool, so already, there we go. Great start to a track. Bunch of inspiration just from working with these MIDI files. You know, we have like the foundation of a track now. I'm going to sidechain this a little bit to the kick there. Okay, sounds good. So let's keep working with this melody. I'm going to get analog on this now. Let's do like a Daft Punk Around the World type lead like that. Let's put some chorus on it. And then we can play around with that little rhythm that's happening there. I like that. I think it could be changed a little better though, or to sound a bit better. Alright, sounds tight. Cool, and then let's add a bit of delay to that, or a bit of echo. Some reverb. And then we'll sidechain that a little to the kick. Nice, you can see, again, like, yeah, really good way to get inspired here. Let's take the chord now from that first note, and I'm going to just have that drone over top of this whole thing. So, we'll take that, let's just paste it there. There we go, make like a long thing, and then I'll get rid of these bass notes. And now we can just have this D major just kind of droning over top of everything. That'll sound good. Let's use operator for this one. And you can see it has a very like minor feel to it, even though it's a major chord. Which is because of that B up there. Nice. Okay, and then we can take this sound, maybe we'll give it a bit of a high pass. And we'll turn up the FM a bit. Nice little FM pad there. That sounds cool. Alright, let's fill out with some more drums here. I'm gonna get just some more of my sounds. Like maybe we could use some of this. Let's use this clap. Nice. It's sounding really cool. It's very dreamy. I like that. That melody is nice. I wouldn't have thought of that on my own. Alright, let's get this open hi-hat here. Nice one. And then I'm going to take this shaker, and that's just going to play constant 16th notes like this. Let's turn this down a little bit. We're clipping as well. Alright, there we go. So we got that playing constant 16th notes, but I'm going to put a little bit of an auto pan on it. Actually, a lot of auto pan. We're going to set this to 8th notes here, like that, and then put it on that waveform. And now you can hear it's like panning around, so kind of a more interesting interesting sound that way. It makes it kind of stand out in the mix. Okay, cool. Well, there it is. We made a cool little beat. We went all the way from opening up the app to exporting the MIDI files to making it into a track. So you can see, again, this is a great way to get inspired. It gave me a lot of just kind of like a ground to work on, I guess, sort of like... Yeah, it just kind of helped to inspire some ideas in me with that melody and stuff that I wouldn't have thought of. I wouldn't have thought to write a melody like this. So you can see, this is definitely a very useful tool. So... that is it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said in the beginning, you can check out Amadeus code in the description, so make sure to go download that. You can get a free trial with it as well, so you can play around with it without having to pay for it, or just right off the bat. Yeah, all of that is in the description, and also, like I said in the beginning, you can get this full project file and samples and MIDI and presets and everything like that on my Patreon for all patrons. So if you are a patron, definitely go check there. You'll also get all this MIDI over here that you can play with as well. So pretty cool stuff. Before I go, I also would like to plug, I have a new EP coming out on Friday. It's called Destiny, coming out on IMT. Really excited for that one, so definitely check that out. If you're following me on any social media, you'll be seeing it a lot over the next few days. And yeah, so that's me for this one, guys. Thank you very much. Make sure to like this video as well as subscribe. And let me know what you think of this video in the comments. And I will see you again tomorrow with another video.